Welcome back to my channel. I want to do quite a runny flip cup and then do some silicone dots on afterwards. So I want it to look a bit like water. I want it to look a bit like bubbles. So I've mixed up some blues, white, silver and turquoise colours. I'm going to do a runny, well, maybe even a dirty pour, maybe a flip cup. Do you know, I'm not even sure yet. But layer up some cups, get the paint on the canvas and then do some dotting with some silicone to create a pattern. So watch this space, who knows what's going to happen. Let me show you the colours. So just the most amazing water colours. So I've got Amsterdam Manganese Blue. I have De La Rowney System 3 Acrylic Phthalo Turquoise, Pebeo Studio Acrylics Iridescent Blue Green, Amsterdam Sky Blue Light, Montmartre Silver, System 3 Acrylic De La Rowney Prussian Blue Hue, and then this one's Montmartre White. So they're all mixed with PVA glue and water, and I mix my pouring medium, 2 parts PVA glue to 1 part water. And then what I've done next is added 70 grams of pouring medium and 30 grams of paint into each of these pots. So it's a ratio of kind of 2 to 1, but 2 to slightly less than 1. But I'll put the measurements in the description of the video to make it a bit clearer for you. I'm going to layer up 3 paper cups. I say layer up. I will try and layer them, but because they're going to be quite runny, it's not going to really be possible because they're just all going to sink into each other. But that's part of my plan, that they're all just going to blend. So if I did 2 layers of each, so I'm going to use half the paint on each layer. So I'm just running it down the side. This is a 30 by 42 inch canvas, a centimetre canvas. I want to do the flip cups up this way. The paint is going to just run straight off, so I think I might just put some tape down the side to keep the paint on the canvas. So I'm just going to use some frog tape. So I'm just going to break off a piece the length of the canvas, and then I'm just going to fold a third of it in. So you'll see that the bottom third there, that's sticky. This bit isn't sticky. So if I can then put that on the edge, so the sticky bit will obviously stick to the canvas, but then this lip that sticks up is dry, it's not sticky. And then I'm going to do the same the other side, because I'm just not quite sure how this paint is going to go because it's so runny. I just think it could all shoot off the edge of the canvas. And so I want to get the canvas covered, then I'll take these off and then I can tilt some off. So let's pop that on the other side. So actually I think I probably got far too much paint. If this was thicker paint, I would be fine with this, but because it's thinner, it's going to have a much wider spread. Actually, and how on earth am I going to flip this because it's so runny? I don't think these things through unless I do a ribbon pours. I might just do a ribbon pour, you know, because I think that could look really pretty, get some nice curves into it. So not straight ribbons, but let's try that. Let's try ribbons. Wow. Oh, wow, isn't that pretty? the cells that are popping up from the white? Right, let's just tilt this to get all that canvas covered. In fact, there's absolutely no need to have this on anymore because I need to tilt some of this off. Right, there's a big part of me that does not want to touch this because it's so pretty. That white has really reacted to create some beautiful fluffy clouds. So I'm just using coconut milk hair serum. It's made by a company called OGX. So I'm just putting a little bit just on my worktop, just to the side here. I don't know if that's in shot or not. And then I'm using a push pin. So it's one of my jumbo push pins, which I used under my canvases, but it's obviously got a nice point. So I'm just dipping in the end of the push pin into the oil. Now it's got a really quite nice flow to this. So I think I'm just going to try and go with that flow. And just dot it on. I absolutely love the result of this. It is nothing like I was expecting. And at one point when I started doing the dots, I thought, I've totally ruined it because the cells just expanded so much because the paint's so thin. But actually the effect of that is beautiful. And the other lesson I've learned is that you can actually put cells in cells. So that is one massive cell that's got squashed, and then I've dotted some cells inside the cells. I started it with this big white cell because it just looked, it stood out like a sore thumb, great big white cell. And then I've managed to create some cells within the cells by dotting more silicone. So this painting is covered in silicone. It's not a problem. I just use wet wipes to clean the silicone before varnishing. It's fine, absolutely works absolutely fine. Love that. Look at that beautiful depth of dark blue with the white surrounding it. I am so happy. I think if I did it again, I'd go for thicker paints, but oh no, I'm so happy with it. Absolutely love it. So happy. Right, I will be back when it's dry. So unfortunately it hasn't dried well. The paints were too runny, and can you see what's happened? The colour, all the cells have just totally distorted. You can see here, they've literally just run off the canvas down the edge. Really disappointed because I loved what I had before, but I've decided to turn this into an opportunity to try something totally new. There's a wonderful artist who I follow on YouTube called Veronica Me, and she does these absolutely amazing embellishments which make her paintings just look 3D and come to life. So that is what I'm going to do. So it's now dry, now finished. I'm sitting way back in my kitchen to try and give you a better perspective on this painting, because when I was painting it, when I was shading it in, I didn't think it worked. I couldn't work out, I couldn't see it. I then put it down thinking, oh, that's been a waste of time. And then looked across my kitchen at the painting, and then I could see it. I could see the depth. So I'm hoping you can see that this line here goes over the top, and then it goes under here and up here. I'm hoping you can see it it ripples. So it's like a meshwork. That's the idea. But actually, if you look up close, it goes. I just can't, or maybe I can a little bit. I just can't see it as well at all. So what an interesting painting. So as I said, I was really disappointed with the pour, how it dried. Really sad that I'd lost that. But I've managed to just, enjoy the process of creating something totally different. It's definitely an optical illusion, because if you look at that, to me, that just looks like some smudgy black on the canvas. But then when you look away, when you step right back, the further away I get, the more detail, the more depth, the more 3D I think it looks. I've shown a couple of friends, and to be totally honest, they didn't get it. They didn't quite see the 3D effect. So I think I'm part the way there of achieving what I want. But I think the biggest problem is that these lines are too wide and these boxes are too big. So I've already got planned a second attempt at this in a different way. It's going to be different, but with thinner bands and smaller boxes, and there's going to be no border. So I've got that planned ready. So really interesting, loved the process. Can you see it? Can you see the depth? Or is it in my head? I'm not sure. My friends couldn't see it. I can, but it's not perfect, but it's a good first attempt. Please let me know if you can see the depth in this, the 3D effect, or if it just looks like black paint on a canvas. Let me know. Thanks so much for watching. Please do give it a thumbs up if you like it, if you can see the depth in it. Great, thanks for watching. Bye.